Hello, I am Justin Gorman, one of the creators of a project in AICE Media Studies named Nebula's Extraordinary Ventures. I will be answering questions from the people in Cambridge related to the product I made for this project. Question 1. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? My product is supposed to represent people with any kind of mental health disorder, as I included Nebula going through the 5 stages of grief and included voices in her head, which represents schizophrenia. It also shows that her mental health disorders also get worse throughout the movie, and you can see the environment around her slowly getting worse, especially throughout the end of the movie. I also included background music to my product that I actually made by myself. The reason why I made it myself is because making music is not new to me, and I would have more freedom on what I want the audience to feel emotionally during my movie. Question 2. How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? My product is targeted to all ages and genders that want to educate themselves on the topic of mental health or psychology. Even if a person is not exactly interested in that topic, I think it would still be an interesting watch for them, as they could possibly relate to the topic that the movie is mainly about, since mental health and psychology is a pretty big topic. I also included music to hook the audience more into my movie and to make them engage. As for distribution, I will publicly post this on my YouTube channel, and I want to advertise it to my friends and family who have been big supporters ever since I started this project. Question 3. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? There were different aspects where I didn't really improve on, but also different aspects where I was brand new to. For example, I was not new to writing a script and acting it out, as I did that in middle school. Writing a screenplay and storyboard was brand new to me, and at first I thought it was super hard. I do know how to do it now, however I had to implement vocabulary I learned from my AICE Media Studies class into my screenplay and storyboard, which was also hard for me to do at first. I also improved my music making skills, as I did make custom music specifically for this project. I did learn a little bit of music theory so that it could sound the way I wanted it to, and so that it does not sound bad. I also did slightly develop my editing skills, even with prior editing knowledge. I already knew how to edit videos years prior to today, and I would say I'm pretty good at editing videos, just obviously not at a professional level. However, I did implement editing techniques to my product that I've never done before. The space background used in my product had to be manually added in by me, as I do not have the access or budget to a green screen, and it honestly turned out to be better than I thought. I would say a lesson I learned from this project is that you can still improve at things you are already good at, and I definitely proved that from this project. Question 4. How did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? I used hardware and software that I already had, as it is definitely enough to film a movie. To film the product, I used this webcam that I got for Christmas all the way back in 2021. I never really used it until recently when I needed to film the movie. I think it is a great budget webcam that gets the job done, and it also comes with a built-in microphone, so it actually gets 2 jobs done. To make the music in this project, I used MuseScore 4, which I did have prior experience with. The good thing about this software is that instead of having to record the audio on multiple instruments, it's actually computer generated and it plays back the sound. Anyway, to record the product, I plugged in the webcam into my laptop and put it in a software called OBS Studio, the best free recording software out there on the internet. When the filming was done, I edited the footage with CapCut, which is what my AICE Media Studies teacher recommended to my class. This works because I already have prior editing experience with CapCut. The only disadvantage I have is that although CapCut is the best free editing software on the internet, there are also links behind a paywall, which included features I wanted to use in my product, but unfortunately I do not have the money for a monthly CapCut Pro subscription. I do think I was able to overcome that flaw. since I was able to do alternative solutions to make my product as good as I can.